Hello learners, and welcome to week 13 of medieval history. We're doing the feudal honor codes and values. And this week we are doing checkpoint number 5. So personal values. So, what do people value? What do you value? Around the United States, around the world, and consumer activism. So what are people doing to show how they value things? How are they acting? And of course, request a content assessment when you feel prepared. It goes to essential questions that we've been working through. How do roles and expectations for behavior represent the values of the society they are part of? And how did the feudal honor codes of Bushido and chivalry represent the values of that time period? So that fits into this lesson because, again, it's dealing with values, and that was values of their time period versus values of, present day. Okay, so feudal honor codes and values, like I said before, we're working our way. We're on personal values and consumer activism. Okay, so what we're going to do, actually, let me get back here. So the checkpoint is you learn about the concept of consumer activism, which you will learn about, and work to research companies or products that you can apply this concept to. So, things that are being valued. You decide on the values that are most important to you, and then research products and companies that also represent and share those same values. So they gave you a list of companies and some values and different things in here. So this is a good place to start. How can we incorporate our values into the decisions we make? So you can see here animal rights, not testing on animals, and you can go through that and find the animal testing database, veganism, vegan products, vegan product research. So you can go through and find out tons of stuff, gender equality, promoting gender equality, maternity leave, etc. Top 25 companies for women. So there's a lot of great stuff in here. Veterans' rights, charitable giving, environmental protection. So you should be able to find something that you value, or you can go off on your own. And I found this video. This was after President Trump was inaugurated, brought into office. There's a huge women's rights movement on Washington, and it dealt with a bunch of different issues, equality being the main one, but then subdivided other issues. But I thought I would play this for you here. This no way affects, my personal views on different things, but I wanted to show you this because this was highlights from the Women's March, and a lot of celebrities were involved, a lot of people. So here we go.
Hi there, I'm Katie McCurrick in the nation's capital, and I'm covering the Women's March here, where 500,000 people are expected to show up to express themselves and how they feel about Donald Trump's inauguration yesterday. As you probably have been watching, there are sister marches all over the world. I just arrived a few minutes ago and wanted to talk to some of the people so you had a sense of those who are showing up and what they care about and why they're here.
We all have a voice and we're here to show it. I want to have my equal rights when I'm old enough to have a job.
Despite an election that we might not agree with, and that we feel strongly about saying that we're here and that we want to work and continue the work to make a difference in the world.
I'm not trying to deny the danger that this day initiates. Trump and his handlers have found a fox for every chicken coop in Washington, and a Twitter finger must not become a trigger finger.
What do you think of this? Why are you here, and what do you hope it accomplishes?
Well, I think it's electrifying, and the energy is scintillating. I hope it's something I can remember forever. Obviously, I'm here because I believe that boys and girls and men and women are equal and should have equality in social, economic, legal ways.
I bring you words from Nina Donovan, a 19-year-old in Middle Tennessee, and she has given me the privilege of telling you what she has to say. I am a nasty woman.
We have to protect healthcare in general. We have to protect immigrants' rights. We have to protect LGBTQIC rights. It's a lot, and it's critical, and this is not a time to sit at home and complain. It's a time to become familiar with who your congresspeople are, memorize their phone numbers, get used to calling them, just be active. Democracy is not a process that happens once every 4 years. This is constant, and we have to get used to that. But judging by today, I think we're in good shape.
This is not fake news. That's very important. The pictures show this is not fake news. We are millions strong.
When I knew I was coming to speak on behalf of women's reproductive and health issues, every single one of my girlfriends had a story about Planned Parenthood.
How concerned are you with the Republicans controlling Congress that Planned Parenthood will be defunded?
Well, of course it's a concern. That's why you can't even get a call into Paul Ryan's office anymore. The minute he said that, he has been flooded with women calling. 1 in 5 women in this country have gone to Planned Parenthood for health care, and they're making their voices heard. That's a lot of them that are here today. I think women are saying we can't go back. We just can't go back.
Unbelievable. I was here at the Nixon protest when he was inaugurated. That didn't even come close to this. And nobody wore a pink hat.
I'm worried that we'll go back to the 50s. I'm worried that we'll be refighting the things, that I remember working for.
Yes, I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House. But I know that this won't change anything. We cannot fall into despair. As the poet W.H. Auden once wrote on the eve of World War II, we must love one another or die. I choose love.
What is it about this event and about the issues it's addressing that inspired you to be a part of it?
Ann hit it earlier, that we're in such a dark place right now. It's kind of scary. Knowing what I know about the campaign and the way things bore out, it's scary for me as a parent. My girls mean so much to me, and I just feel like we're in a scary place, and I'm here to support them as a guy.
This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire.
So that shows you one of the issues that was an option, if that's something that you value is equality. And like I said, there were different values long ago, and there's different values today. And there's different things that happened during different time periods. Okay, so I wanted to show you that was the highlights from the Women's Rights March. Like I said, after Trump was inaugurated. Okay, so product research. How can we incorporate our values in the decisions we make? So from the things that we buy to the things that we watch on TV. You'll just go through here, the value of the company, notes on how this much is my value. Kind of go through that. And then for the actual checkpoint, that's what you'll be turning in. The value, the product, notes on the values, links to where you got your information, notes on why I trust this source of information. Okay, and that will be checkpoint number 5. Now, CPDLF asked teachers, English, history, science, social history, science, oh my goodness, and math, to go in and teach you guys some different learning strategies. And the one that they assigned to the history teachers are test myself. Okay, so you'll remember more by testing yourself. And I actually have my kindergartner, my 3rd grader do this. We use flashcards a lot to practice for quizzes, for just learning material in general. And we do it more than just the night before the test. So here we go. So there are many ways to test yourself to make your memory stronger. Some of the key strategies are using flashcards, writing summaries, test questions, just going down and testing yourself, making your flashcards, You can put the front, the back. You can do what's called a yes pile and a no pile. That's your no pile is your study pile as you go through. And we do this all the time. We write our words on it, and then we'll write the definitions on the back. Or my son in kindergarten is doing sight words, so we write the sight words on the note cards. And you could also use Quizlet, and you could do it an online version. Okay, so how it works, you go through here and you write your summaries, your test questions, use your notes to make some questions, copy them, create your own questions, test yourself. You can see here, memorizing stuff, it's constant retrieval. That's how we build up our long-term memory. The more you try and remember what you've already seen, this is going to help you. And some people are very lucky, like my husband, he has sort of a photographic memory. He writes something down, he looks at it 1 or 2 times, and he can retrieve it right from where it was. Okay, so you need to figure out how it works for you. Okay, and like I said, you need to look back at the material, kind of go over it, take your notes, print things, highlight things, whatever you need to do. Here's another one. There's some titles over here, and then there's information on the author and the time period. So they're studying history. And then some people tell me, I have a really hard time studying for math or science. That's all about going back through and doing practice problems. My son, who's in 3rd grade, he's lucky enough that in his math book, he has some practice problems that he can do before a test. And he can go through and, he can practice those. Practice. And then when do you use it? Most students wait until test time to study, which is not right. Your memory will be stronger if you test yourself 5 to 7 times before actually taking the assessment. Okay, so go sit down, just go over it quickly, and then when you go to take it. So just kind of a review each day. And why it works, every time you learn something new, your brain stores this information in your memory, and then you can work on retrieving it. Okay, so testing yourself is a strategy that helps both with learning and with studying. Okay, some tips. Same thing, type of thing. Every time you learn something, you said your brain's going to store it, and there's so much information, like I said, that it's hard to sometimes bring it up, but if you study it a lot, it's going to stick with you. This is totally random. I still remember my code to my locker in junior high. It was 26, 26, 12, 19. I just put it in so many times that it is going to be permanently with me my entire life, and that's been like 25 years. It's just repetition, keep going back. So there might be something in your life too that you remember. My son's over at Foot of 10. They have accounts assigned to them, and that's what they use, all of their numbers. And they've had to retrieve it. They use it for lunch. They use it to log into things, and they each have a number. Okay, so here's some helpful videos. I won't play them now, but you can definitely go in if you're more interested or want to continue learning about flashcards and different things. And then, of course, the course breakdown again. So just keep moving along, completing this as we, slowly wrap up feudal honor codes and values. Okay, so any questions or concerns, please reach out, and you guys have a great week.